text it. It could help students learn, dialogue, and it also makes the writing more visual. So definitely using techniques like that can be really helpful. Okay, so I actually have a, let's see, where did I have a, there's this site, it's called the, Anna sent it to me, so thank you very much. And it's the fruit machine. And so that is cool in that I'm able to randomly select somebody to answer a question. So my new question is, what are some of the technologies that you use on the computer in your personal life, not necessarily in the classroom, that you think could be applied to education? Okay, it looks like Ms. Osborne.
What are some applications that, if I can rephrase your question, what are some applications that I might possibly use in my home life or at home that I could use in the classroom?
Well, what are some things, maybe like social networking, or if you have a personal blog, something like that, that you think could be applied to education?
Sure. Well, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is Facebook. Because I just recently I tried to avoid it as long as possible because it was one more thing for me to stay up on. But by doing that, I can put in pictures to share with everyone of the things that I'm doing. And I just returned on Saturday from a trip to Dubai, meeting my husband there, and I wanted to share with everyone all of the activities that are available there and the architecture, things like that in the building. So I think that that could be used in the classroom if we had that type of blog or something to share with other teachers what we're doing in the classroom. And the students can share with each other what we're doing.
You have a very good point. Actually, recently I wrote an article. There's this website, the Educators Loyal Treatment, that I actually write for, and then I have this article. It's called The School Principal Just Friended Me, Social Networking and Education. I'm going to try to make that a little bigger.
So is this a persuasive paper that you wrote?
It's kind of persuasive, yes. It's talking about...
Or informative?
I'd call it more persuasive, yes. Good thing you asked that. I should put a little disclaimer there. So what pops in your head when you hear social networking? Teenagers and text lingo, Facebook and MySpace, stalkers. Maybe one thing that you didn't think of was education, although you did, so thank you for that. I believe that education is one of the most important potential new aspects of social networking. Because sites like MySpace and Facebook are so popular with the middle and high school crowd, educational networking allows you to reach your target audience using tools we are comfortable with, meaning us kids. So basic forms of sharing on a social networking site include email and chatting or instant messaging, both of which are available on Facebook without having to download software. I do not get paid by Facebook for this, by the way, although I wish I were. Facebook also allows users to write on a friend's wall, the public writing space in your profile. So how many teachers have Facebook accounts? I mean, it couldn't be just like personal. Looks like a lot of us do. Okay. Give each other's contact information. You can all friend each other. I'm sure we'll have a great little So the wall is the public writing space in your profile, and this will allow educators to post students' assignments, tips and tricks, or other information on the wall through the "What are you thinking?" type-in bar at the top of your own homepage. You can post text, photos, videos, events, and links. And then all of your friends, your pupils, and colleagues will then be able to view this update. So this powerful tool allows you to reach out to all your friends with the click of a button. My older sister, Adriana, who's 13, she'll soon be 14, will be a ninth grader this upcoming school year, and she's also an avid Facebooker. We both enjoy taking Facebook quizzes, though a little decidedly random, with titles such as "What Harry Potter character do you most resemble to?" "Which type of cookie symbolizes your personality?" I think the most recent one she took was "What kind of chocolate symbolizes your personality?" It got me thinking, however, that educators could utilize the popularity of such online quizzes to send students the occasional pop quiz. So it wouldn't all have to be serious. You could throw in some joke questions, maybe quiz a funny title, or pretend this is a personality quiz, like which Renaissance painter are you most like, when you're really actually quizzing them about the characteristics of each Renaissance painter. So it might be a little bit sneaky, but it ties in with my mantra of get them by surprise. And the last place a student expects to be pop quizzes on a social networking site, right? Besides quizzes, social networking sites have the added benefit of offering students an easier way to communicate before you age on. Because learning is really a two-way street. It's about interactivity and students being able to have some control. And Facebook allows students and teachers to make learning an interactive, communicative process where both sides can exchange thoughts and develop ideas. Questions that students never can ask or answer in front of their peers may be less to do online. Adriana also said that social networking gives you room to fine-tune your thoughts, but it's kind of less stressful when you can backspace if you need to. So that's another element. I can start off saying something and then I maybe go off a little bit too far, whereas if I'm saying that on Facebook, I maybe backspace that. So being able to consider, and I know that Facebook and MySpace and chatting in general is kind of infamous in that it might decrease students' ability to write really well. So you might have seen text lingo. And on Facebook, if you encourage students to actually really fine-tune their thoughts in what they're going to write, Facebook and chatting in general allow you to really backspace, allow you to reconsider what you just said. And so I think that we should utilize that as a way to fine-tune. And then also students who are able to express themselves in a virtual environment like a social networking site that they enjoy using, they feel more comfortable with language arts. So social networking as a method of communication gives students more options. You can share video, pictures, links, etc. on someone's wall through chatting or email, and you can be selective as to who you're friends with. Students' Facebook pages are where they communicate with people they're comfortable with, which should include you. I'm hoping that your students are comfortable with you. So I know that here's what you're actually addressing for. I know that not every teacher is crazy about the idea of exploring yet another internet tool, because there really is a ton of technology out there. And so exploring another one of these might be a little bit tiring. But on our Facebook wall, my mom raised the question, do tech tools create more challenges for teachers to manage in the classroom? And one response, Karen Romace replied, of course they do, but that's no excuse not to use them. They form a part of the landscape of life, and excluding them from the classroom is to deny a whole world of opportunity. The likelihood is that many of your students are citizens of the online networking world already. Why not establish a continent of education? So that is the persuasive article I wrote about social networking in classrooms. Oh, thank you very much. So would any other teachers like to give us their teachers like to give us their opinions on social networking in the classroom? Pros and cons.
I'd love to say it's imperative. We need to go there because we're so scared of letting the kids do it, but they're already doing it outside of the classroom. And if we're going to, as educators, start competing with what's going on outside of the classroom, we're going to have to step up our game. There's just no way for us to expect children to come into the classroom, sit down, 2 feet on the floor, and focus for 8 hours with no movement, with nothing else. We have to start engaging them at their levels.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that being familiar with what kids are comfortable with, like social networking, for instance, can be really helpful. And I don't really like to say fight fire with fire, but it's kind of the attitude is that really getting to know the technology that is out there that kids are actively using and participating in, and bringing that to the classroom to fine-tune it, to make it better, and make it more of an educational tool can really be quite handy in the classroom. Any other input on